Hi, this is Curtis at thedigitalphotocoach.com. I'm going to show you how to use Photoshop to non-destructively edit an image by burning and dodging. I'm starting out with this picture of a wagon wheel on a stairway, and there's a problem with it I can see right away. This light area here where the direct sun is so much brighter than the part that's in shade that it's pretty distracting. And I can imagine a viewer kind of climbing the stairway with their eyes and going right past the wagon wheel into this light area and out of the picture. Then they have to come back and start all over again to see it, to study it a little bit. So we can just make that not a possibility by removing this bright area. I'm going to start out by actually performing a crop. I'm going to choose the crop tool, because we really don't need some of this part anyway. It doesn't add much to the image. This image I think is 8 by 12. Let's double check. Yes, 8 by 12 at 300 pixels per inch. So I can make it 8 inches by 8 inches. At 300 pixels per inch. And I'm not throwing away any of the data except in the area that I'm not going to keep. So I still have full resolution, and I can go ahead and perform my crop. I can just click anywhere and drag, and I really don't want to have these leaves showing up, and so I can reposition this, just take it down to where those leaves are not in the image, and when I release I see that I have a pretty good crop. The leaves here are a little distracting, but not that bad. The wagon wheel's in a good position. This is the intersection of the rule of thirds line, so it's in a pretty good place. So I'm just going to press the enter key to perform that crop. Now I need to go in and make some of the things that are too bright a little darker, and some of the things that are too dark a little lighter. And I'm going to do that by creating a new layer, which I get by just clicking this new layer spot on the layers palette. And I have a new layer, and I'm going to fill it with 50% gray. Fill. And 50% gray, okay. And what I've got now here, this gray layer, of course is hiding what's below it. But if I change the blend mode to overlay, you can see the picture again. And the reason this is happening is that in the overlay blend mode, if there's something on the upper layer that is darker than the pixels below them, it will actually make that part of the picture darker. And if there's any part of the picture that's any part of the upper layer that is lighter than what's below, it will make that part lighter. So I can paint on this with black and white and in effect do a burn and a dodge that is reversible and non-destructive. So I'm going to start out getting my brush, and there we go. And I can't have a lot of opacity to this, or it'll really be kind of an overkill. So I'm going to leave this at about 26% where it is, and maybe reduce the flow to around 25%. Make the brush a little bit smaller, and make sure I've got black, and I'm going to paint on this layer with the black. And as I do, you're going to see that the area below is getting dark, and the more I paint, the darker it gets. Now if I decided that I had overdone it, I could toggle between the foreground and background, white and black, that way, and I can just come back here and paint, and it brings it back to where it was. I don't want to do that, so I'm just going to do Control Z to go back. And we've done a pretty good job here, but I want to probably make it a little bit darker. So again, I could toggle this way, or I can just press X on the keyboard. I'm going to do that, and that toggles back and forth between the foreground and the background. So with the background, the foreground set at black, I'm going to do a little bit more painting just to kind of darken this, and probably darken this area on the top step a little bit. Make this a little larger so we can kind of see what we're doing. And it's going kind of slow, so I'll speed up the opacity. Raise the opacity, kind of speed it up. And so now we're getting something that looks kind of good. We'll get this out of the way. There's an opportunity here to probably darken a few other things. So it looks like a piece of wood or something here. Because it's that we don't need to have that bright, and we kind of darken that spot. So it looks pretty good. I think we could make the wagon wheel a little brighter though. So let's reverse and get a larger brush and just kind of lighten this area. Clicking it a couple of times. And let's see what we've done to our image so far. If I turn this off, we started out with that distraction. The distraction is now gone, and we're a little lighter in here. I think I might like to make this still a little bit lighter, but maybe not this part right here that's already using a piece of wood that's been bleached a bit more than the others. So I'm just going to make some of the other wood a little lighter and lighten the hub a little bit. And I think this stairway is a little dark, light too. So again, I'm going to just reverse, make my brush a little smaller, and kind of darken some of the distracting spots on the stairway. And I think I'm done. So what we've done is use this blend mode. Remember, in normal mode, we would just see the way it looks. So we have this layer that is 50% gray, neither light nor dark, and we have in selected areas made it a little darker, in some areas quite a bit darker, and in other areas a little bit lighter. And when we use the overlay blend mode, it is effectively dodging and burning, and it's completely reversible, because I could just delete this layer if I wanted to, or turn it off and we go right back to where we were. So that's it. I thank you for your time, and thank you for watching.